Good morning, my dear children. Hope you all are doing good. So, today we are going to see a new chapter entitled Courage in the Face of Catastrophe. What is catastrophe? Catastrophe means the sudden disaster or unexpected disaster. So, we are going to see the unexpected disaster which we have faced in the year 2018. What is the unexpected disaster which we have in our state? The flood, isn't it? The sudden flood. So in this chapter we are going to see what are the what side effects or what are the consequences which we have faced as the due to that unexpected flood, and how the people of Kerala, they faced those challenges courageously with their humanity and their brave effort, isn't it? So we are going to see all these things in detail. Okay. So take page number 111, 111. So as a warm up, they have given an incident, a newspaper article that is the same, something connected with a natural disaster happened in Indonesia in the year 2018. We we have flood in the year 2018 in the month of August, isn't it? But here, as a warm up, they have given a newspaper article on 28th September 2018. An earthquake measuring 7.5 on the Richter scale hit the island of Sulawesi in Indonesia. This earthquake in turn triggered a tsunami that rushed in waves as high as 18 feet to Palu, the capital city. Even as the inhabitants deal with the massive destruction that has claimed thousands of lives and counting, still two volcanoes have started erupting ash into the sky. The multiple natural disasters have changed the geography of the land. The devastation caused is unimaginable. Remote areas have become inaccessible. Search and rescue teams are operating round the clock. Aid being provided to the desperate survivors is unfortunately insufficient. The Indonesian President Joko Widodo has thus called for international help. So, as a warm up, they have given the destruction or the disaster which Indonesia faced during the year of 2018. They not only faced earthquake alone during that time. After the earthquake, again as a result, what happened? There was a tsunami. Then two volcanoes were erupted. So continuously they have been facing many disasters. As a result, what happened? The country or the president or the government in that particular nation, they are not able to provide things for the needy people. Okay, so they called for the president of the Indonesia, he called for international help. International help means asking help to all the in an international way to all the nation, whoever come forward to help. We are badly in need of your help. Anybody can come and help us. That's international, calling for international help. Okay. So with this warm up or with this introduction, let's get into our chapter. Okay. So this particular chapter is given as a factual passage created by the sudden floods in Kerala in August 2018 has been discussed here. And yes, okay. Hope you have taken your text. Read about the havoc wreaked by the unprecedented floods in Kerala in 2018 and see how the people afflicted tried to overcome the hardships they faced. Note especially how people did not forget the joys of togetherness even in the face of adversity. So, in this chapter, the content is about how even in a difficult situation, we people, we are not ready to give up our happiness, because that is during the Onam time, isn't it? Normally we are always happy, isn't it? We Keralites are always happy, especially during the Onam time. We are very happy, isn't it? Even after facing a great disaster, we are able to feel that joyness when we are celebrating it together. That's given in this particular chapter. The catastrophe. The month of August 2018 spelled doom to the state of Kerala, a region known for its beautiful backwaters, lush green plants, coconut trees, and colorful festivals. The much awaited rain lashed the state as though there was no respite and brought in its wake death, destruction, and misery. So, actually, we are happy when the rainy season began. Actually, we were very happy, isn't it? Because we have been expecting for rain, and as soon as we get rainfall, or especially the farmers are very happy, isn't it? So because they consider that is a suitable time for their harvest, so the rainwater will help them great in agriculture. But what happened, as it has been raining continuously, all our joys end in ruin, isn't it? So that's what given in the first two line, that actually the Kerala is considered to be the God's own country, and it attracts many tourists for its beautiful or backwaters, lush green plants. Wherever we look at Kerala, everything all around the place was green in color, isn't it? So it attracts the attention of the tourist, isn't it? But all these things were destructed because of the unexpected flood in the state. Severe landslides left hilly districts isolated, and 14 districts in the state were placed on red alert. Placed on red alert. You know that very well, isn't it? The deluge caught Kerala unprepared, as the state had been getting considerably less rainfall over the past few years. In the first 3 weeks of August 2018, the state recorded the highest rainfall for the month since 1931, and 35 out of the 54 dams in the state were opened for the first time in history. So we have seen nearly 14 districts were put under the red alert, isn't it? They were placed on red alert, and the deluge means severe flood. Okay, here they have given torrent. Severe flood. Deluge means severe flood caught Kerala unprepared. As we are very awaiting for the rainfall for many years, we are very happy in the beginning. As I said early, we are very happy in the beginning, isn't it? But what happened? Soon the happiness become sadness, as the rainfall is uncontrollable. Okay. So in the first 3 weeks of August 2018, the state recorded the highest rainfall for the month since 1931. After 1931, it is only on 2018 we have our state recorded highest rainfall in the state. Okay. 1931 ശേഷം നമുക്ക് ഹയസ്റ്റ് റെയിൻഫോൾ ആദ്യമായി റെക്കോർഡ് ആയത്, അതിനുശേഷം റെക്കോർഡ് ആയത് 2018 35 out of 54 dams in the state were opened for the first time in history. We have totally 54 dams. Among them, how many has been opened during that particular situation? 35. Okay. Out of 54, 35 dams were opened first time in the history. Okay. According to the Kerala government, 1/6 of the total population of Kerala had been directly affected by the floods and related incidents. Nearby A million people were evacuated from Chenganur, Pandanadu, Aranmula, Aluva, Chalakudi, Kuttanadu, and Pandalam. More than 480 people lost their lives. Next is, as it was a great disaster and the flood is completely uncontrollable, the government has shifted the people from these places, that is Chenganur, Pandanadu, Aranmula, Aluva, Chalakudi, and Kuttanadu and Pandalam. The people living in these places are shifted to safer places. Even then, it is as per the uh, as per the government statistics, it is believed that more than 480 people lost their lives. Okay. The suffering of the people of Kerala is indescribable, isn't it? It is very difficult to describe our suffering. Only we can feel it. We cannot explain it to someone, isn't it? Savitri, who is living in a camp in Pandalam, said she had a small shed for a home and now it is ruined due to the rains. Of course, there are many people who are what? Uh, there are many people below poverty line, isn't it? So they may not have a good house, isn't it? So they are having house as a shed. They have the shelter in a shed. So naturally what happened, they lost their house as they have the shed as their house. What happened, this flood, it had washed away all these things and now they are homeless. Muddy waters entered my home when I was asleep with my son. I grabbed my child and escaped in the nick of time, she said. Okay, so she was sharing her experience that as I have been staying in the shed, what happened during the night time while I was sleeping, what happened, suddenly the mud water entered into my house. So in order to save the life of my child, I have grabbed him and escaped from the place within time. Nick of time means within time. 74-year-old Annamma was preparing to celebrate the harvest festival of Onam on 25th August when the disaster struck. I had bought rice, coconuts and other provisions as Onam was around the corner. I could not save anything, she said. As I said, these people under poverty line, they will be saving all these things for in order to celebrate Onam. They have been saving all these things for a quite a long time, isn't it? But what happened? This flood, it had destructed everything. She couldn't even save anything which she kept in her house. Rows of houses were submerged, shops inundated, and helpless citizens scurried around for shelter. Things were just too distressing to be believed. Munnar, a particularly mountainous stretch, was completely destroyed by landslides that took place almost every 200 meters. There were fallen trees, mud, debris of houses flowing down the roads, vehicles, cars and trucks buried and crushed. Okay, so we have seen in Malam Pradesh, mountainous range, there the houses were in the in the rows, isn't it? So they what all this, even the rows of houses were submerged, drowned in the water, under the water. Submerged means drowned in the water. And the shops inundated and helpless citizens. Inundate means inundated means overwhelmed with something. എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒന്ന് കൂടുതലായി ഇതായിരിക്കുന്ന ഇവിടെ നമുക്ക് വെക്കാം flood എന്ന്. Okay, here let's have here the context meaning is flood. Means again it was the shops were drowned under the drowned in the water. വെള്ളത്തിൽ മുങ്ങിപ്പോയി, വീടുകളും മുങ്ങിപ്പോയി, കടകളും മുങ്ങിപ്പോയി. Everything was completely under in the water, completely in the water. Okay. Okay. Especially the place Munnar was destroyed by the landslides that took almost every 200 meters. There were fallen trees. Due to the flood, what happened? The trees were fallen and mud everywhere. Mud. Debris means the remaining particles of trees, houses. In Malayalam we can say avashishtangal. Okay, ബാക്കിയുള്ള വന്നിട്ടുള്ളത് അവശിഷ്ടങ്ങൾ. Okay. Debris means the remaining particles. The remaining particles of something. Here it means the remaining particles of destroyed shops, houses, the destructed trees, all these things are meant by the word debris. Okay. Okay, debris of houses flowing down the roads. So these remaining particles are where they have been, on the road. Okay, so the complete thing was completely collapsed. Okay, not only the lives of the people, everything was completely collapsed because of the flood. The picturesque tourist spot had turned into a ghost town. Once the Munnar are considered to be the tourist place, isn't it? They consider Kerala, the state, as a God's own country. Now, after the flood and after this disaster, what happened? It seems like ghost town, as everything was destructed. Okay. Resorts were empty and the town wore a deserted look. Okay, very pathetic look. Okay. Let's stop here. So let's recall the important points. So I have said we are discussing about the disaster which happens on August 2018 in Kerala, that is the flood, isn't it? So how it had suddenly, how this disaster completely destructed the state Kerala has been discussed here. Nearly 14 districts were placed on red alert and the lives of the people were completely collapsed due to the unexpected rain. And what happened? Nearly out of 54 dams, 35 were opened in the history for the first time. And the state was facing the highest rainfall after 1931. It is in the year 2018. The state is facing the highest rainfall after 1931. And I had told you what are the districts which were completely destructed because of the flood. And Savitri, the lady Savitri and Annamma, they had shared their personal grievance in this particular paragraph. Okay. So I believe so far you have understood what I taught you. If you found any difficulty regarding my teaching, you can call me and clarify your doubts. Okay. If you are not able to follow me or if you find any difficulty regarding my teaching, you can call me and clarify it. Okay. And watch your videos regularly. Okay. Don't watch a video which I have given 1 or 2 months before. I have found that some of you are watching certain videos only after 1 month and 2 months. It's really bad. Then and there complete your classes, not only English, for all the subject. And if you find difficulty regarding any subject, you please contact that particular subject teachers. Okay. So in the last class, we have completed the chapter Leisure, isn't it? The poem Leisure. If you have any doubt, please call me and clarify it. Okay. Don't waste until you're writing an exam. Okay. Even during the exam time, few children call me and clarify their doubts. I'm very happy about it. See, we are here to help you. So don't hesitate to call the teachers and clarify your doubts. Okay. Thank you. See you in the next class.